I use my okay, it's Representative Larsen. In honor of International Fair Trade Day, May 8th, 2015, we ask the following. Please don't walk away from worker protections, affordable medications, internet access, food safety and sovereignty, banking regulations, and the fight against climate chaos. Please vote no on Fast Track and TPP, TTIP, TISA, parentheses, as resolved by the Washington State Democrats, Bellingham and Seattle City Councils, and 600, actually now 2,000 civil society groups, which includes the Presbyterian Church, Nuns on the Bus, and everybody. My biggest fear is about TPP and free trade in general. Race to the bottom in food quality. Large corporations to control the supply of cheap, mass-produced food, putting local, organic, and family farmers out of work. I won't be forced to eat Monsanto's Roundup Ready seeds. Higher drug prices as big pharmaceuticals have monopoly patents, evergreen to put generics out of business, life-saving medications out of reach of ordinary people. Another Wall Street meltdown as banks become more consolidated worldwide. This leads to the depletion of public funding of public sectors and privatization of everything, from schools to our postal service. That's the whole point of all this, really, is privatization. Race to the bottom on worker wages and conditions as large corporations headquartered in our country have their goods made in another country and sell it to a third country. We have already seen the trade deficit soar after each free trade agreement, causing the collapse of our working class. I saw the number yesterday and it was 5 trillion. I don't even know how many numbers that makes, that our trade deficit. Monopoly power to telecoms to control our flow of information, ability of those companies to achieve SOFA through the back door of an international tribunal, which they could not do through our democratic Congress. Summary. The purpose of free trade is the free flow of capital across boundaries without regard to local governance. We call for fair trade, a global system that benefits people on the planet, creates broad-based economic well-being, is developed through an open process that includes all stakeholders, all voices, ensures that labor, health, consumer, environmental, and human rights are protected and not trumped by commercial and investor interests, and that these rights are reinforced by a strong, consistent, open, international legal system, accountable to democratic institutions, and respectful of national sovereignty and indigenous rights. I respectfully submit that we do not have such a system in place yet, and that that must be the first priority. The loose free market system of consequences will simply not work to enforce those rights, primarily because the purpose of free trade is corporate domination, not democracy. Yours truly, Dianne Foster, RN, ARNP, Occupy Bellingham, Washington Fair Trade Coalition, and Democratic PCO.
Someone stated some fact about the amount of trade in Washington and then the true facts.
Right.
Would you please say that?
In Washington State, we're dependent on foreign trade to the 40% of our gross state product. Under the TPP, by a lot of professional analyses, that'll increase Washington's trade by less than 0.5%. So the TPP has absolutely nothing to do for the benefit of foreign trade for Washington State, has everything to do with corporate takeovers.
Right, and here are, in honor of Fair Trade Day, some fair trade chocolates. They're organic. We know how much those farmers are being paid for their work, and they're delicious. So, yeah.
Rick's not going to get a pass on this issue.
No,
The more
Nor
people,
would you expect them.
the more people that know about this issue, the more people are going to be angry about any attempt to fast track this kind of free trade corporate giveaway through Congress.
the fact that the whole thing has been put together in secret without any public notice and any public even allowing to look at it is a travesty of our type of democracy.
Fast track
anyway.
is the antithesis of democracy.
Right.
It is not democracy.